Welcome back. Today's video is going to be about what not to do and what I did that cost me some time and some money. I didn't know if I wanted to post this video because, well, it's kind of embarrassing. I did something that got in a hurry and I knew better, but I did it anyway, and it cost me a little bit. At this point in the video, I think it's going to end a lot differently, but wait and see what happens. This video was supposed to be about how much to turn up your 7.3 IDI. I got some mixed information on the internet, and I turned mine up 3.5 flats, and I'm going to show you here that that was a little bit too much. On this non-turbo truck, it smoked just by normal driving circumstances. And so the video was supposed to show you that I had turned it up too much and that we need to turn it back down, and I was going to show you how to do that. But as you'll see, that is not what ended up happening. Quarter, quarter, half, full, 1800 RPM starting out. Eighth, quarter. Can't see behind me. Too many flats. Okay, we've got the truck in the shop, so let's see what we need to do this job. Stool if you're short like me. Light always helps. You need a 1/4 inch drive ratchet and a deep well 1/4 inch. American bolts. Then you need a, what size is this? 5/32, I believe. 5/32 Allen. This part is extra. You don't need this, but this is how I like to do it. I like to get a small 1/4 inch drive deep well socket and a long extension, and here's why. Because the way my pump is set up, I didn't have enough room. The wrench wasn't long enough to go in this way, so I had to go in this way, but it was actually too long to do that, so I ended up having to make this truck a special wrench. So I end up trimming it off. What am I, about 2.5? So I took probably 1 inch off of it. Now what's this for? Well, you guys probably already figured that out. I'm trying to do this one-handed. That is to set this in here. And now you've got a tool. So let's get started. You want to take these little 1/4 inch screws out on the bottom of the pump. You can also just take the top one out, loosen the bottom one, and let that plate swivel. It's got a rubber gasket on it. Now we've got the screw out of that, we've got the plate turned down, and a good quart of diesel, seems like, has ran into the valley. Expect it, be ready for it. And all the diesel in the pump's going to run out right now. Next step is to get the bolt lined up with the engine. For a moment I thought I got as lucky as I did the first time, because it looked like there was like it was actually lined up, but it wasn't. So let me get this lined up. You can have somebody help you by turning the key. You can jump across here and here with a screwdriver or a pair of pliers, or as zip ties and bias plies likes to call it, you can use a cruise control wire. Stick your wire in there. I'll have to get that tight. Now that I've got that connected, I'm going to jump to this spade until I get that Allen head screw up in the window of the injection pump. Before you do this, if you have a manual transmission, make sure the truck is in neutral. You will run over yourself. Make sure your truck's in neutral or park, and it can't take off, because you are jumping all the safeties right now. We want to turn the engine over until we see Allen screw in that injection pump window. Once you get lined up, it should look like this. Once you see that Allen screw, you're going to take your Allen wrench and you're going to turn it, if you were looking down the end of the wrench, counterclockwise to put less fuel and clockwise to put more fuel. In my case, I went out 3.5 before. I'm going to turn it back 1.5. I'm going to have 2 flat. At this point, I'd already messed it up, but wasn't sure. I had to get the Allen wrench to go in and line up. I was bumping the starter with my left hand and test fitting the Allen with my right. After doing it a bunch of times, I got in a hurry and I would just bump it, stick the Allen in, bump it, stick the Allen in, and so on. And one time the Allen went in with the engine still rolling over. The injection pump chopped a piece of the Allen off, and at this point I know that it chopped the end of the Allen wrench off, but I don't know where the piece is. I think, since I can't find it, it's not in the slot where the Allen goes, I think it threw it out. But, as I find out later, that's not what happened. And if I haven't said already, a flat means one flat side of this wrench. So, I backed it off 1.5. So if you wanted to put 2 flats on your truck, you're going to turn it 1 flat and 2 flat. 3 flats would be actually a half a turn. After looking for the broken piece and flushing the system out and not being able to find it, I decided that it had come out. So I went to bump the starter, and as soon as it turned over, the injection pump wiggled and shook and made a terrible noise. And you'll see here, I'll take it apart and inspect it and find that I've broken the shaft in the pump because the little Allen has gotten in it and locked everything up, and it actually broke the shaft. Well, now that this thing's screwed, you're probably wondering yourself, just like I'm wondering myself, what messed up in it? Do I know how to take one of these apart? No. Have I ever taken one of these apart? Nope. But guess what? I don't care. We're going to see what's wrong with this freaking thing. All I know is it was sitting in the truck, and when that piece that was broke off, I mean, I know what happened. I just don't know what broke. When that piece that broke off, it went. So let's see if we can take it apart and see if it's something. You never know. I've seen weirder things. We might be able to freaking fix this. I doubt it. Probably going to be buying a new pump for old Steve, but hey, learn from your lessons, folks. That's all I can tell you. There's only one person to blame for what happened here. This freaking guy. I broke it. We're going to do it again the same way? No. Use that mirror. That's all I can tell you. The whole bump it and stick it. If you get uncoordinated and you stick it, you bump it while you still got it stuck. This is what happens. So bump then stick, not stick then bump. Impact. Now in the rest of the video, I'll beat, bang, and cuss and get this thing taken apart and disassembled and find out that it is junk. We broke the shaft, put a bunch of metal and broken plastic, and that piece of Allen wrench really did works on that thing. So where are we at now? I ordered a pump. That was Friday after hours, and I had made a few phone calls. I'd waited a day or two to order that pump and actually hadn't heard back from a guy, so I kind of forgot about it. Well, I ordered the pump Friday evening from Florida. It's going to be about $400 with a core. So I put this thing back together, and I think I put everything back where it was supposed to go. But $400 for a core for that pump, I said, heck, you know, what the heck. I ordered it, and literally early Saturday morning, my friend called and said he had talked to that other gentleman, and he had a whole, 7.3 IDI spare motor because he had a 7.3 that he put in a bullnose, and he wasn't happy with it, wanted more power, so he took it out and put a P-Pump Cummins in it. So he had a 7.3 with a new pump on it, that nothing wrong with it, that I don't want to talk about it too good because I haven't went and picked it up yet, but we've made the deal on it that I purchased the whole engine, the pump, complete engine for less than what I could have bought a new pump for, substantially less. So as long as he doesn't back out, I got lucky on that deal, and I'm tickled to death because I'll take that engine and put it under the workbench, and we'll have it in case I make any other mistakes and tear this thing up. So hopefully this is the last of the stupidity for a while. If you watch my other videos, you know that my blue and white truck head gasket's leaking. I think it's getting compression up through the radiator. Now this thing, I've tore the pump up in it. So I told the wife, I said, I'm not working on any more trucks this week. I am taking a break because everything I touch lately breaks. So anyway, come back and watch more of our stuff, and if you don't mind, hit that subscribe and that like button. It sure helps us out a lot. Appreciate you.